Captain on the bridge.
Alright, Caps, we are back on the bridge here to go over the Discovery Emerald Chain Lockbox info that just dropped. So, what we'll do is just go completely over what's going to be coming in from the Emerald Chain Lockbox and just kind of throw in my thoughts as we go along. So here's a kind of a cool little pic here of that Juggernaut ship. It is, like I said, kind of unique looking with all the turrets moving. Saw the animation there in the YouTube channel for Star Trek Online, and it's pretty cool. It is pretty neat, but it just feels kind of weird. Anyways, and then of course here's the uniforms that they're going to be giving us. But let's go over the blog here. There's a lot to go over. We'll just get right into it. The pursuit of profit is ruthless. It rewards success, not scrumples. In this way, it is the assertion of power. A completely unregulated market is the tumbling cloud of asteroids that will one day become an autocracy. In this way, the Emerald Chain is the glowing ball of magma at the middle. Not quite formed into a true state, certainly not free, but neither it is completely lost. Hope grows, as it always does. A greedy heart will only plant a tree if it will enjoy the shade. And so, the works of greed do not last beyond a shallow lifetime. The crew of the Discovery and the people they inspire work together to build beyond one lifetime. And while this smoldering place is bound by an emerald chain, it was free once and it will be free again. Star Trek is born from a vision of a better world. That is very true. That's why I love Star Trek. In all honesty, we gaze off into the stars and imagine them in a brighter future of common ground. During the original series, a whole generation grew up in the shadow of a mushroom cloud, but found their way through the atmosphere to the stars above, coming together to voyage into the final frontier. The wheel of history has turned. A new generation finds themselves in darkness, divided and modified in a place that feels less familiar day by day. Yet even as barons of greed loom higher overhead, their rockets heralding the return of the Gilded Age, a simple truth remains. Humanity will always look up and dream of a better tomorrow. In those dreams, unity. In that unity, strength. Strength that endures beyond a shallow lifetime. Strength enough to set a chained world free. That's pretty deep. The Lobi Consortium can shine the way toward a brighter future with the golden glimmer of Prestlatinum. Humans should remember the 76th rule of acquisition. Every once in a while, declare peace. It confuses the hell out of your enemies. I love it when Quark says that one. In case that doesn't work, it never hurts to invest in some powerful weapons. Fresh from temporal backsluice of unknown origin. These bits of future kit are available to the highest bidder. Remember, all debts must be paid in full, even by your inheritors. Here's another picture of the Juggernaut. Very imposing. Very imposing. Again, looks like a futuristic battleship due to the turrets that turn when firing. Captains opening the Discovery Emerald Chain lockbox may find themselves fortunate enough to win the Emerald Chain Intel Juggernaut. To say that this vessel was designed is likely an overstatement, and it is more likely a cobbled together collection of various ships, ship parts, and technologies from any culture unfortunate to find itself under the lash of the Emerald Chain. The gargantuan size of the vessel is clearly intended to intimidate others, as are its many obvious weapon mounts, which is one of the highlights of the ship. Although primarily designed to subdue and conquer, this vessel is also no stranger to subterfuge, as sometimes a lighter touch is necessary to undermine enemy capability regardless of firepower brought to bear. Additional information of the above starship will be contained in a separate developer blog. When that comes out, we'll go over that as well. And we'll release that as soon as possible, the captains. There's a unique looking animation. Not sure what that is, but here we go. Oh, right here. The time has come to feel the frequency forces of a new universal console in the Emerald Chain lockbox, the directed dilithium resonance destabilizer. The sympathetic resonance using frequencies derived from the Kelpian Zukal's scream excites the dilithium in foes' ships. Do they have to use the word excites? Delivering ongoing radiation damage and disrupting the operation of enemy engines, accelerating their speed and disabling their ability to turn. Feedback from the resonance also enhances your own ship's systems, providing additional speed and shield healing. They're really pushing the shield healing. The console gives passive bonuses to flight turn rate as well as current and maximum shield subsystem power. What did I just say? Not just one, two new starship traits are available. The first trait is a cousin of the above console, Directed Dilithium Burn. This trait grants a chance to trigger a dilithium burst event anytime your enemy is destroyed, dealing a great deal of plasma damage within a 4-kilometer radius. If you get exceptionally lucky, you may be able to deal enough damage to cause a chain reaction of destructive mayhem. I don't know what that means. Carrier Wave Shield Hacking is the second available starship trait. Activating a tractor beam or intel ability cause the target foe's shield to go offline for a brief period of time. This trait also passively grants bonus damage to tractor beam as the greater power required for invading foes. Subsystems lends itself well into pulling on their hull. This sounds interesting. And sometimes, captains, I tend to also lean towards thinking of meta stuff, and tractor beam is used for the rapid emitting armaments trait. On top of that, opening salvo is used to take the shields out of your enemies. So that you can get through their hull quicker, obviously. To the hull quicker, I should say. So this could be a thing, captains. I'm probably going to try to get this and see what it does. Here's a picture here. The Emerald Chain Lockbox also has new space weapons inside the Viridian weapon pack. Viridian technology harnessed plasma into larger blasts for a powerful effect, and they have the chance to accelerate their weapon cycle speed, improving damage output. These weapons are available as beams and cannons. Rarely, weapon packs contain the Emerald Chain Intel Juggernaut Vanity Shield, providing the aesthetics of the Emerald Chain Intel Juggernaut to a ship that equips it in its Vanity Shield slot. That's kind of a cool looking visual. That almost looks like a phaser. Now, it just depends on the sound of them, and I may pick up a set of these. Captains may also require Emerald Chain kit modules or bridge officer training manuals. One universal kit module is available, as well as one set of bridge officer training manuals and profession locked kit module per profession. Okay, so the universal kit module Hurricane Wave device. There are many spectacular technologies in the 32nd century. The Hurricane Wave device is one of them, being able to send out an unexpected cone of kinetic force to make quick work of forces of gravity and foes that get caught in it. The resulting blast sends your enemy backwards to impact on surfaces for additional injury, while lowering all their damage resistance for a time thereafter. It can be used repeatedly, as recharging the kit module is quite efficient. Interesting. Engineering, kit module, and training manual. Repurpose escape pod. Capture target foe in an escape pod and fling them into a nearby foe. I'm sorry that I found that funny. Failing that, up into the air and down again. When the escape pod collides with the ground, it detonates for kinetic damage against the initial target and any nearby foes, knocking them into the ground. Funny. Science kit module and training module. Interrogation gas. Fire a canister of mild nerve agent that overwhelms the internal chemistry of targets. I want to keep saying initial. Causing a fragile hold with unpredictable effects. All targets are held, and depending on physiology, some may laugh, dance, cower, or otherwise rigorously emote. Okay, that sounds funny. The gas is developed by pressurized canister, affecting the target and foes nearby. Okay, biology. I think that's biology. Yes, I can English. That sounds absolutely hilarious, actually. Tactical kit module and training manual. Freelance security detachment. Beams in out of alliance partners to assist in providing security guarantees in a ground scenario. They will fight for you for a moderate surge duration before returning to the ship, ready to deploy again on a moment's notice. Lower ranked versions of the power beam in a fewer people, while the tactical kit module can deploy up to 4 security team members. The kit module also works on a charge system, expanding all charges when the power is activated and deploying 1 security guard per charge consumed. That sounds interesting. That looks horrifying. Wen's Raider HUD kit frame, unlocking both a costume piece and a kit frame. This device replicates the look of a Raider Wen's helmet as a costume. As a kit frame, it allows the wielder to retrieve desperately needed materials from defeated foes, though organic components only rarely provide the opportunity. This grants a bonus to health and damage, which can stack up to 5 times at maximum stacks. Instead, there is a chance to trigger a powerful captain ability based on the profession of the kit frame. I'm not much of a ground captain, to be honest, but that sounds interesting. Okay, courier duty officers. A cadre of electric duty officers is available to open-minded captains, providing unique capabilities when placed on space active duty. Shields expert, again with the shields. Chance when using a shield heal to gain an additional temporary shield health pool. Talented smuggler. Chance when using a battery deployed turret or distress call device to trigger evasive maneuvers 3. This effect has an internal recharge separate from the recharge time of evasive maneuvers itself. Well, we all know getting to a place in a DPS environment is very beneficial to one's performance, so I'm going to have to consult with other captains on that. Weapons expert. Chance when activating a rank 1 or 2 beam or cannon fire mode to activate the rank 2 or 3 version of it instead. This sounds interesting. So sometimes you don't have a lot of tactical stations on certain ships. So, for example, maybe slotting Firewheel 1 or 2 will give you 2 or 3. But again, it is a chance, but I'm pretty sure there are captains out there who will test that to see its effectiveness. 6 new captain's traits are also available within the Emerald Chain lockbox. They're universal and available to all species. Ground Courier's reflexes. When combat starts, receive a large bonus to critical chance for a moderate duration. Ground Gone Before Security Arrives. Receive a bonus to run speed and recharge to kit modules and captain abilities for a moderate duration. Ground Rogue's Gallery. Damaging an enemy marks them for a moderate duration seconds, or refreshes an existing mark. Marked enemies receive a damage resistance rating penalty for each new damage type they receive during the mark's duration. Jeez. Space. Courier weapons capacitors. When combat starts, receive a large bonus to critical chance for a moderate duration. Sounds like Vulcan Hello. Space. A timely exit. At the end of combat, receive a bonus to flight speed, maneuverability, and captain ability recharge for a moderate duration. That doesn't sound too good. Unless it's like a huge map and you're crossing, and the only thing I can think of is like Kittimer, when going left to right. Or right to left when the one transformer is done. Base. Friends in unusual places. Abilities with summon allies. Which summon allies. Consoles, buff abilities, hangar pets, captain abilities, and distress beacons recover the recharge faster. Kobayashi Maru comes to mind, but there are many other prizes within the Emerald Chain lockbox for players to acquire, such as the Emerald Chain Intel Juggernaut Vanity Shield, R&D packs, boosts, and other assorted items. So there's kind of a preview of how that's going to look. Looks very, I don't know, kind of dark, but it kind of gives that look of, I don't know, rust comes to mind for some reason, like earth tones. The low buy store also has some new items available for purchase. This looks hilarious. I don't know, this looks like 2 bars that they put together anyways. Anti-proton duress pistol. This sinister pistol deals significant anti-proton damage and has a chance to overload the neural net of its target, causing confusion in foes. The secondary fire is a channeled beam as long as the trigger is held down. The beam holds and damages the foe, though this initially doesn't work against larger foes and does have a maximum duration. I am seeing this recurring theme here, duration, or at least word. If the beam is held long enough, the foe will be confused after they are released, and even larger foes may be held in such cases. I mean, props for trying something new. Emerald Chain Security Gear. This unlocks both a costume and an armor. The electric ensemble is a common sight in Emerald Chain installations of a 32nd century. The armor itself provides balanced protection with a lean toward physical threats. Activating the armor's special capability reduces the recharge time of weapons' secondary fire. And there again is the look of the uniform. Interesting. Is it just me or just reminds me of Kylo Ren? It reminds me of Kylo Ren. Anyways, Caps, there is the blog there. I wanted to go over this with you, Caps, on the fly here when I had the time here, because this also gives me a chance to get my thoughts out there initially, how and what I think about it. And the weapons and that space trait was kind of interesting to me. It looks like you can buy that. Where was that space trait? The carrier wave shield hacking. So that might be something for us to get and mess with. But there it is. There's the blog, Captains. Again, just wanted to get this out and give my 2 ECs on this. It looks like to be a very good box, in my opinion. Something definitely for a lot of other captains to mess around with when they get their hands on, especially with the traits and weapons. So we'll leave it at that. And then once the info on the Juggernaut drops, we'll also do a bit on that. Captains, just a reminder, I will embed this in the description. We are still doing our giveaway of the GEORDI Holo Boff, which was provided from Cryptic, along with some bonus items. All you got to be doing is following to our Twitch channel and also subscribe to our YouTube channel. It goes from today, which is January 21st, and will go until January 29th. And then myself and Ahmad will go over to verify the winner. Again, all the details will be in this video, but Captains, we'll leave it at that. This looks to be interesting. I can't wait to get my hands on a couple things from this box personally.
Live long and prosper.